Hey, Tom.
Hey, JC.
We're here for 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, that's impressive. I mean, we're getting back in. I'd say back in the running, but I can't run.
Still,
it's going to be not till next year, buddy.
You're supposed to be like $1 million man status by now.
Well, that allows me to have the $1 million championship, but you meant $6 million man, like the
right.
bionic kind of.
Yes,
like
a different Steve Austin.
No, I've just got the gimmick leg, so okay. I won't submit to the figure 4, but I can't run.
Okay, that's fair. Well, we've got an interesting show tonight.
You know, we avoid when we got rid of the 10 count, we tried to avoid all the depressing stuff, and
that's what we'll lead off with tonight.
Yeah,
we'll certainly talk about Roman Reigns' announcement at the top here tonight.
But it's important. I mean, it's not just saying it to say it. It's important. It needs to be talked about. And
and everything kind of surrounding it too, I think is really important. The reaction to the news and everything. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about a quick rundown of keynotes from the WWE earnings report.
Thanks for paying attention to that, by the way.
You're welcome. I've kind of really gotten into reading these 10Qs and the 8Ks and all these SEC filings, and then seeing George Barrios' large forehead just in a still picture on my computer screen while he talks.
See, I think to myself and I go, wow, how can you get into this stuff? And then, I've practically memorized the NHL collective bargaining agreement, so I can't really say anything.
That's true. WWE earnings is my CBA.
Yeah.
We'll also, of course, talk about Crown Jewel, because we had Crown Jewel news out of that, unfortunately.
It's still going on.
Yep. And then we got a pay-per-view this Sunday for the first time ever. Women. Girls on pay-per-view. It's evolution. Sorry, if they get to go to Saudi Arabia, I get to call this pay-per-view girls, because we have no morals anymore.
Were there ever morals in WWE?
No.
Yeah. Let's be realistic here.
Right. All that and more on another fun-filled Cheaters Never Pin. So let's kick this thing off. Tom.
Yes, sir.
Can you ring the bell, buddy?
Sure thing.
You're listening to the Cheaters Never Pin podcast, a proud part of the Section 328 network, bringing you all the best in wrestling from WWE, New Japan, and beyond. Now, live from ringside, it's Mr. Workrate and JC.
Buddies. We're back again. Yes, here on the Cheaters Never Pin podcast. I'm JC. Here next to me at the commentary table to the stars is my good buddy, Mr. Workrate. Tom. There we go. Wow. I don't know.
Just rolled into the nickname. It's been so long since I've really seen you. It's just you've just completely forgotten my actual God-given birth name.
I have. I'm sorry.
Oh, it wasn't God-given. I mean, my mom gave it to me. My mom's not a god.
There's so many ways I want to take this right now, but I feel they're all incredibly inappropriate.
Yeah, just
even for this podcast. Yeah. Oh no, it wasn't. None of it was going to be insulting to your mother.
My mom does not listen to this podcast. Your mom does.
My mom
does not.
Yeah.
I tried to keep her away from most of my online content.
Yeah.
For my own sanity.
My mother it just chips into mine like some Monday night during Raw. I'm like organizing my my dresser, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put all my wrestling shirts in one drawer. Funny story, took 2. Thanks, Pro Wrestling Crate. That's all right. It's a good addiction.
All my shirts are. I hang up all my shirts. Oh, I don't hang them up. My wife does because she does the laundry and she's a saint.
Well, you're injured too.
Well, even if I wasn't injured, laundry is not a strong point. I do the lawn mowing and, fixing toilets if I need to and stuff like that.
Right. But, that's fair.
I mean, I guess I could do laundry, but my wife's been one way or another doing my laundry since college. So,
oh, yeah. Well, there you go. I feel like there's another chain of jokes here, which I feel are incredibly inappropriate that I'd like to keep off this podcast.
My wife does listen to the podcast, so.
Well, again, they weren't going to be jokes about your wife, because I love your wife.
Yeah, and she will kick your ass.
Yeah, so we're going to refrain, because I won't see her tomorrow. I'll see you.
Right.
Anyway, enough trying to avoid the first topic of the evening.
Danced around that quite well.
Yeah. In case you lived under a rock, not Dwayne Johnson. Monday Night Raw begins this week with Roman Reigns entering the ring in street clothes with the Universal Championship on his shoulder, only to announce that he promised he would be a workhorse and defend the championship and be here every week, and that was a lie. His name is Joe, and he's been battling leukemia for 11 years, and it's back. I'm trying to think of a moment in wrestling history where I've felt the air sucked out of a room more. And I could not think of one, because everyone knew Daniel was going to retire when he retired.
Right.
The Edge retirement is pretty close.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
But those are the only two things I could think of that were even remotely close.
And see, the thing with the Edge's retirement is it was a sucker punch like that because you didn't know it was necessarily going to happen. And it sucked, but you're like, well, he still could be around and doing, commentary or, shows. He could still be around the business. He just can't wrestle anymore. Kind of like with Daniel Bryan. It was like, well, he could still be around. He could still be a commissioner or something like that. He can still be around the product. This is a totally different situation. This is cancer. This is life and death.
Yeah.
It's not a question of whether or not he's going to be in WWE programming 2 years from now. It's a question of whether or not he's going to be healthy enough to be around in general. This is a serious struggle. Yeah. So when he makes this announcement that he has leukemia, your thought isn't, oh, is he going to wrestle again? It's, oh my God, is Roman going to be around?
Right. I mean, I am obviously not a medical expert. Just throwing that out there. But you have to think, he's been, he is a survivor for 11 years. A second recurrence at any point in time of any cancer is never a good thing.
Right.
So he has a very tough fight in front of him. Fortunately, he's a very healthy, in shape young man. With, fortunately, in this country, plenty of money to afford what he may need to beat this. So he does have that benefit. But it's still, I mean, whenever that reality hits in wrestling, like I'm there, like my thing I always tell people is, yeah, I love watching wrestling because it's, for instance, Monday Night Raw, it's 3 hours a week. I can turn my brain off. Even though I don't, because I'm sitting here thinking about witty things to say here every week. But it's still not reality. But when something like that happens, especially and I think I tweeted this late Monday night. These guys, we buy their merchandise. We sit and watch them on TV every week, and they become part of our weekly routine, right? Watching WWE is part of who we are, right? And it ends up being like, all right, well, they're my family that I'm going to hang out with on Monday nights. And to see one of them make an announcement like that, it sucks. It really, really sucks.
Yeah, I mean, we look at these guys as, superheroes in a way. They're just it's their peak physical condition. You don't think of these characters taking a turn like this, and if something dramatic or something like that happens to them, that for the most part it's in storyline. It's that's bad news that happened to him or whatever. Or even if something realistic happens to them, it's kind of off to the side where it's an injury where it's unfortunate they'll be out for X period of time, 6 months, but they'll be back. Sami Zayn gets hurt, he's going to be gone for a while, but he'll be back. Kevin Owens gets hurt, he's going to be gone for a while, but he'll be back. Mm-hmm. We don't have these guarantees. I mean, I actually got pulled on a radio show, and one of the things that they asked me was, well, what's the timetable? When can we expect him back? And after saying something similar to you, that basically I'm not an oncologist, I can't predict things like this. You don't know. He's going to have to battle this cancer. So he's going to be going through his treatment process, which is going to make him weaker. And whether or not, this process gets rid of the cancer again and puts it back into remission, which would be great, or not. I mean, when he said he's got an 11-year battle with leukemia, his remission was in that he said they went into remission 2008. So we're talking about a year and a half of actually from the diagnosis to remission. So you're talking, I mean, potentially about a year before he gets the go ahead that, hey, you're, potentially in the clear again, if hopefully that's the case. But then you have to figure that once the cancer is gone, Roman Reigns isn't going to be the person that he is seemingly right now, of 255 pounds in great physical shape. He's going to have to get to eventually then to that shape that he needs to be at. And that's going to take a period of time. So we're talking in a best case scenario, like 18 months, maybe 2 years. It's going to take time.
Yeah. My best case scenario estimate's 2 years. And that's, I want him to take his time and be healthy and be ready to be back, is why I say that. I don't want him to rush anything, because when he comes back, I want him to be the big Samoan ass kicker and get the just biggest pop in WWE history, because that's going to happen. I'm saying it's going to happen because he's coming back. I'm not going to believe anything else, because thinking otherwise really sucks. I'm very happy at the outpouring of support from everyone who Roman Reigns, being the divisive character that he is, the internet wrestling community realizing, all right, you know what? Yeah, we boo him. We boo Roman Reigns, but this is not about Roman Reigns. This is about Joe Anoa'i, and we need him to come back. I even saw posts that were like, he's got to come back because I need somebody to boo. I'm like, all right, that's fair. So, yeah, it sucks. It's a tragic story for someone at the peak of the industry. Because the holding a WWE title is the peak of the industry. Whether you're the best performer or not, aside, that is the top of the top. So, yeah, it's hard to think about, and I've thought about it a lot this week, which, sounds really stupid because I'm a full-grown male with a life outside of pro wrestling. But, I'm proud of his bravery to come out and say it as himself, to raise awareness and, use his celebrity status and his status within the WWE universe to raise awareness and raise funds and whatever else it may bring.
So I'll jump in here real quick before we get off the subject, with a little personal thing. My brother-in-law had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma diagnosis a while back, and I think he's 10 years clear himself. But one of the things that we learned when he got diagnosed and went through that was some of the bone marrow donation places, such as Be the Match, And one of the easiest things that you can do is put yourself in the bone marrow donation registry.
Yes.
All it takes is when you sign up, they send you a little kit, and it's just a swab in your mouth, and you swab it, you put it into the envelope, you send it back, it puts you into the system. I did this when he got diagnosed, and we all kind of went just in case we could be donors for him, just to jump in there. But I mean, realistically, to be a donor for anybody else, I've been called twice, and I haven't gotten to the point where I've actually had to make the donation, because it goes through a whole process. They find you, they retest you, they have to make sure that, like, from the other side, if the person's good, good match that way, and then the whole thing. So I've gotten calls twice, but never actually gotten to the point where I've actually had to donate, which was unfortunate, because it's exciting to actually know that, oh, you could be helping someone, and then just kind of whatever. But bethematch.org is one. And dkms.org is another. Both you can sign up on their website. You just leave them information. It's no cost to you. Obviously, they ask for donations ideally, but there's no cost for you to become a member of the registry. And then you can you just swab the inside of your mouth and send it away to them, and then potentially you can get a call and find out that you could be potentially saving someone's life with the bone marrow transplant. So
I did it probably like 3 or 4 months ago on a whim. So just, go to bethematch.org, or it's DKMS, right?
DKM as a Mary S.
Yes.
Yeah,
and just order one of the kits and swab your mouth and send it back, and who knows? You may not be helping Roman, but it's good for the world, and we need that.
And in the past, one of the concerns has been when you donate bone marrow, that's pain. That's really painful. You have to go in through your spine or something like that, and it scared people off in the past. For the most part, they don't do that anymore. If you are picked to donate, I think it's 9 out of 10 donations aren't we'll say the painful way. They're just kind of straightforward donations, and it goes a lot easier than that. So, but those two websites, bethematch.org, dkms.org, tons of information. Read about it before, if you're a little bit concerned, I don't know if I want to do this, that type of thing. Read the information. Again, it's free to get the kit and to join the registry, but it's a worthwhile thing to do.
And fuck cancer.
Yes.
All right. Moving on. Let's move on to the other injuries.
Yeah.
So the rumor today, Samoa Joe is injured. Which, we haven't seen him in a while, so that would seem to make sense.
I just assumed he was hanging out in AJ Styles' backyard or something.
It's possible. He's just still there. Wendy.
He's just hiding in a bush like a horrible Fortnite player.
Samoa Joe is the best Halloween decoration on your lawn. Just put him on your neighbor's lawn. Cardboard Samoa Joe. That joke did not kill. All right, here we go. Alexa Bliss may or may not be injured. WWE's not said anything officially. Supposedly she suffered a concussion at the house show this past Saturday, which would explain why we didn't see her on Monday. So she could be out of Evolution. Who knows? Bobby Lashley may apparently have been working hurt this past Monday with a separated shoulder. Who knows there? And add that to... Harder... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, is it harder to get injury information than it is from an NHL team?
Yes. Upper body.
Day to day.
Yep. Add that to the likes of Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe, or I'm sorry, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and God, who else is injured these days? I feel like it's half the roster, but I can't remember any of them. But yeah.
Fandango.
Right? Yeah. One of the clones is still hurt.
Yeah.
I think. Not a good year injury-wise for World Wrestling Entertainment. I feel like there's just been a lot this year. Like the last 2 years, really. Because Dean hasn't been back from his tricep for that long.
Right.
Seth's knee blowout wasn't that long ago. Charlotte wasn't out that long ago. Like, oof, one after the other. All right. Here's to the fun part of the night. Q2 earnings.
Ooh.
So overall, revenue was up 1%, while operating income was down 47%. This is year over year, Q3 2017 versus Q3 2018, or Q2, I'm sorry, Q2 2017 versus Q2 2018. While their adjusted OIBDA, which is the metric in which they measure profit in WWE, was down 21% year over year. And the key phrase they kept using was due to increased operating expenses, including increases in fixed costs, the timings of various business initiatives, and higher management incentive compensation. So they did adjust the bonus structure a little bit last year. So the board's making a lot more money, especially through the non-taxable stock options they get and things. But they still exceeded guidance. So Wall Street should have been happy, but they weren't, and we'll get to that. So here were kind of the things I found most interesting, right? So, and I'm not at all by giving these numbers out trying to say like WWE is dying, get off the sinking ship, because it's not. It's not anywhere close to that. 4,500 live event attendance on average, which is the third consecutive quarter it's fallen, which is not good. That's, of course, not counting WrestleMania influence here, because that's obviously an outlier. Not including that, super shows, things like that.
So 4,500 average attendance to a house show.
Correct. Yes.
Woof.
Yeah. And that does include Raw and SmackDown.
Right. No.
But the overall revenue for live events is up year over year due to higher ticket prices, which I think were up about, I can't remember the exact number, so I don't want to say. But even with that taken into account, for the first time at least, the chart that was in the 10Q, which is their quarterly filing they have to do with the SEC, showed that for the first time on the chart, which goes back to 2016, they had a negative revenue for live events of negative $1.1 million. They actually lost money doing live shows this quarter.
Well, that's always been the threat, hasn't it? I mean, even going back to like WCW days, that like I remember, I forget who, I don't know if I was reading something or what, but how Eric Bischoff wanted to get rid of house shows, like completely eliminate them 100% because they didn't make money.
Yeah. Well, and here's
that it was TV. TV is what made money. Pay-per-views are what made money, but like house shows, why are we doing house shows? We're not some little regional promotion that's, just barnstorming basically.
Yeah. Let me
why
see.
bother?
Let me see if I can find this chart here real quick. Because yeah, I mean the business itself is no longer predicated around live event revenue. Not even for the boys, right? They're all working fixed deals, right? So it doesn't matter that they lost money on it, which is the thing. Which is right. I mean, that's the huge thing. They can lose money in live events and it not matter at all. Again, their overall OIBDA, exceeded guidance. So they still made more money than they told Wall Street they were going to make, which is huge.
See, like WWE and house shows is like almost how like baseball works. Like for most, I think if not all Major League Baseball teams, they could give away tickets to each ball game and still make a profit at the end of the year.
Right.
Because of television money and shared revenue and things like that. Attendance isn't necessary for them. And
right.
that's kind of the thing with house shows, is that they don't need to necessarily do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that sucks is I like house shows. Like when WWE comes to Raleigh, it's just a house show. I would rather go to a house show than a Raw or a SmackDown taping.
Every time.
I don't need to see how they make the sausage. There's nothing more frustrating than watching somebody come down like 3/4 of the way down the aisle and stand there and wait, and you actually sit there and wait for the commercial break in this awkward theme music still playing or whatever. You
get to watch the pay-per-views are now combined promo for the 30th time.
Yeah.
We're not afraid to bring the fire, or whatever the fuck that song is.
But
that's right. It's stuck in your head now, folks.
Yeah. House shows are just, it's fun for the most part. You don't have a whole lot of filler. You have a straight match, 10 minutes or so, 8 minutes, 15 minutes, depending on the actual show, and wrestlers performing in it. You're not necessarily going to see a title change. That's fine. You weren't going to see a title change 90% of the time anyway.
Right.
But it's because it's more competitive. It's a more interesting, if you're actually watching it for wrestling and not for, I don't know, interviews, I guess, or whatever. House shows are fun. And they're cheaper. Hey, I mean,
$15.
I can get a $15 ticket to a house show and still get relatively close. I mean, it's not that close. I'm not on the floor, but I don't like floors. If you're not in the first 5 rows, why be on the floor?
Well, you're able to get that close because only 4,500 people are going, Tom.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the trending schedule going all the way back to 2016 for live events, right? Q1 2016, 2.2 million. Q2 2016, which is a Mania quarter, 18.9 million. Then 2.0, 1.7. Then we move into 2017, 3.7, 17.1, 3.1, and then 0.8, because Q4 is always their weakest quarter across the business due to the holidays. And then 2018, Q1 was 2.9 million, which was down year over year. Q2 was 13.4 million, which was significantly down year over year. And then Q3, this past one, not good. That's what they're projecting, at least, is 1.1 million. So, yeah.
Can't wait till the next quarter. That's going to be woof.
Right. Yeah, not
the
good.
holiday one.
Yeah, right. I mean, but you got to think, factored into that is the money from Saudi Arabia.
Ooh.
But that doesn't factor into the live event money, though. That factors into other media. So whatever, if they do incur a loss there, it gets significantly offset within the same trending schedule. So, anyway, Tom got an email.
I did.
Another interesting fact, as much as they tout their social media stuff, there was a significant slowdown in their growth on social media platforms. They only grew 0.1% on Facebook. Quarter over quarter, or not quarter over quarter, I'm sorry, year over year within Q3. They only grew 1.6% on Twitter and 2.9% across all platforms, which also includes YouTube, Instagram, all those. So, given the numbers they've put up in the past, been like, we're up 5%, we're up 7%. That's significant. And some people are attributing it to some of the services cleaning up bots and things, bots and fake accounts, which is possible, especially the Twitter number due to the massive Twitter purges that have occurred. But I just thought that was an interesting fact for as much as they talk up social media and the fact you can basically watch Raw on social media.
Yeah, it's still impressive. It's frightening at the same time too. Just like, I follow some people on Instagram, and the women wrestlers on Instagram, that's disturbing.
Ratings for both Raw and SmackDown were down 7% year over year. Conversely, top 25 networks are only down 4%. So they are losing viewers faster than the top 25 networks, which is usually not the case.
I don't
know how to fix that problem. I mean, I think I do. I don't know.
Honestly, I think the issue is the product is getting stale.
Right.
And the regular viewers are kind of zoning out. It's a chore for me to watch it each week.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, things have been shaken up pretty significantly this week for really terrible reasons. So, yeah. I mean, that may affect it. We'll see going forward. I mean, we're obviously going to have a new face of the company. There were so many turns this week, I can't even count them all. So who knows? We'll see. That could adjust itself. And then network-wise, they grew. Yay. They were plus 7% paid subscribers in total at the end of the period, up 9% average through the period, 8% growth domestically on average through the period, and 12% growth internationally through the period. So international still driving network growth, which of course is how it should be at this point.
I think even though it's been out for a while, there's still a discovery process going on out internationally that people are realizing, I can stream this and get this kind of content online from WWE.
Ooh,
I'll try it out.
I can sit and watch NWA. The old one. Not the one by the Smashing Pumpkins guy.
No.
Well, you said no, it's terrible.
Only one has Abdul the Butcher.
Okay, all right. That's why I'm not going to watch that one. And then also interesting of note, NXT revenue was down 11% year over year. Which, I don't know. I feel like the star power is not there right now, especially within their women's division. Like, as much as I love Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane, they don't have the magnetism that Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, Paige, God, who else did? Asuka.
But see, part of me has always kind of felt that NXT is supposed to, NXT is not supposed to make money in the first place. Any money that NXT makes is bonus, because NXT is there to make, or not necessarily to make in recent years, but to shape WWE superstars,
right.
to make wrestlers come in either from other promotions or from other developmental areas and make them WWE ready.
Uh-huh.
And just the same as, Ohio Valley was, or Heartland Wrestling or whatever, NXT was only really meant to be a training ground type thing. And the fact that they had so many good wrestlers coming to NXT, when you had Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe and a lot of the TNA guys coming over, that type of thing, it then became, we can sell this product. This isn't just, a bunch of kids that you haven't heard of and, obscure people. This is, this is like another promotion at this point. So that's how it kind of got sold.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's, part of it is, part of it's still indie guys that some like WWE people haven't necessarily heard of. Like Keith Lee's a big name if you follow Ring of Honor or, like the independent wrestling scene in general, who Keith Lee is, but the average WWE fan doesn't necessarily know who that is. So it's taking a little bit of time for, they knew who Samoa Joe was, though. They knew who, when James Storm came, it's like, oh, James Storm. Yeah, that they knew who those type of people were. So it's taking a little bit more, and I don't know. I don't know what NXT is really.
So, I mean, it's operated and presented as the third brand, right? But,
yeah.
I mean, it's also, it's always lost money. It will always lose money because it is the developmental territory, right? That's the point of it. Yeah. So I think that is still there. I don't know if within that revenue, if that's just looking at the operating revenue and income of the live shows that they produce, or if that's also encompassing, and the way it's laid out, I don't think it encompasses the operation of the performance center as well.
Right. Which,
of course, is nothing but it's a good thing, but it's a money pit, right? That they just sink money into it with no return.
Right.
So, I don't know. I just feel like there's, as much as I love NXT, like, what do they have? They have Gargano Ciampa, Aleister Black, right?
Yeah.
Cool. That's it. Ricochet's there. Adam Cole, Undisputed Era. But I can't. I don't feel as compelled to watch it as I did 2 years ago.
And the thing is, if you look at, and that's watching TV. When you watch NXT TV, those are the names that you see. If you go to an NXT house show, you're not getting all that. You're getting developmental wrestling.
Oh yeah, especially the Florida route, right? If you're going to the armories, you're seeing, tier CD, right? Not tier A and B. Yeah. Those guys are on the road trips.
You're getting people you've never heard of before. You're getting
Aaliyah in the main event.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Cassius Ohno in every main event, because for some reason we can't find anything to do with him. And it drives me fucking insane, Tom.
God damn it.
Why was he not the one that attacked Aleister Black?
He's got a gut. We can't have dad bods in this company.
Okay, well, you put the strap on Kevin Owens, Vince.
Anyway. God damn it, don't use logic on me.
Can you go get a steak wrap? We're trying to do a show. I left a bottle of ketchup next to it. You're fine.
Ooh.
Okay. Wow, I got to snort it. All right.
I don't know where that came from.
I don't either. I don't think I've ever heard you do that. What the?
I'm more broken than you thought.
Yes. Arguably the most important and biggest news that came out of the earnings call today, and this is called burying the lead, folks, was a statement that WWE...
They're burying someone else? Did someone else get murdered?
They actually just... No, I can't do these jokes again. I'm just going to read the statement they made.
Has it been redacted?
No.
Okay.
It has not. It's actually still on the investor relations website in the press release about the earnings report. It's like the fourth chunk. WWE has operated in the Middle East for nearly 20 years and has developed a sizable and dedicated fan base. Considering the heinous crime committed at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul, the company faced a very difficult decision as it relates to its event scheduled for November 2nd in Riyadh. Similar to other U.S.-based companies who plan to continue operations in Saudi Arabia, the company has decided to uphold its contractual obligations to the General Sports Authority and stage the event. Full year 2018 guidance is predicated on the staging of the Riyadh event as scheduled. Crown Jewel's still happening. It's still happening in Saudi Arabia. We kind of think it's for the fans, but mainly we told you we're going to make this money, so we're going to go make this money. Did I interpret that right?
That's fair. This is my shock face.
I wanted them to do the right thing, and I thought they might, and I have no idea why I had hope in Vince McMahon, Tom.
I don't either. I don't know why you thought that. God.
And
you need to be old and bitter like me.
Here's the worst part. Here's the worst. I understand why they're still doing the show. I totally get it. I get that they have a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders.
You do realize that the shareholders have nothing to do with this, right?
Right.
If this was a private company, Vince McMahon still would have done it.
I know, because the money's good.
Because they're a bunch of carnies that like money.
I know, and the money's good, right? Even though, in theory, that one analyst report said they're only making $2 to $3 million profit on this. But
yeah, okay. That show was bought and paid for, and the only way that show was not getting done is if someone literally stopped them, like some government official or something like that.
Yeah,
had to step in and said, "No, we need to crack this down. This can't be done because things are going to be happening in the next couple of months,
right?
And you don't want to be there."
I mean, is it bad that I'm like, I get why they're doing it, and they should, but at the same time, I'm like, they really shouldn't. I hate that I have mixed emotions on this, looking at it as business and also looking at it as a human being, because businesses are not people, no matter what the Supreme Court may say.
And I've seen skimming through Reddit, somebody was like, "Oh, you want to show them, how pissed off you are. Cancel the network. Refuse." Yeah, you knew what you were getting into.
And then they'll go, "Oh, good. Look, we still made that money."
You knew what you were getting into.
Yeah.
I mean, I can probably point out some horrific, stupid thing that WWE has done that was racist, offensive, or just completely wrong every year for the last 50 years.
Oh, for sure.
Again, these are carnies out to make money.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they're making their money, and this show was bought and paid for, and it was going to get done.
Yep.
And I'm sorry you feel that way. Just leave the money on the counter, and we'll see you in a week.
Yep. It makes me feel so dirty. The whole situation makes me feel dirty. Anyway, that's our Crown Jewel talk. I'm sure there will be more.
Scott Keith properly named that event.
Yes.
Blood Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Oof. That's how it feels. And I feel
awkward collar pull.
I just feel dirty for supporting their decision. And I shouldn't I?
Well, part of me is going, well, I'm not supporting their decision. I'm not buying the event. I'm not going to watch the event. Sorry. I'll find out about it later. But I would probably feel worse about it if, in theory, I were buying a $40 pay-per-view and watching it that way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I agree with you there completely.
But, this is the $9.99 deduction that comes out a month. It's my tax that I pay each month. I could, and to be honest, I mean, half of the reason I have the network isn't for that. It's so I can watch 1986 Crockett wrestling and old random pay-per-views. Please, by the way, if some WWE official is listening to this for some reason, and I know they do, just give me a random button. Allow me to open up the network and just go like find a button so that it goes just play something random.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you want to specify it, like play random vault, that would be ideal.
I would say give me a random button under each category. So like give me a random NXT button. Give me a random WWE pay-per-view button. Give me a random WCW pay-per-view button.
Yeah.
Because totally random would be chaos, I think. Because I don't want an episode of Legends House. WWE Evolution's a pay-per-view that happens on Sunday.
From the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
Celebrating women. But we're still going to Saudi Arabia. Jesus. How do we still do this, Tom? How do we still watch this shit?
So, back when we worked for the chocolate place.
Oh, right. Okay.
We
go on.
Or we used to talk about the sizes of the heart-shaped boxes. There was 3 heart-shaped boxes that we had of candy.
Yep. There were small, medium, and large.
Yeah. And like we used to joke that one was for mom, one was for the wife, and one was for the girlfriend.
Right.
And that's pretty much what Evolution is. It's we're doing the Saudi Arabia thing. Here's the girlfriend box. That is Evolution.
Yeah.
Honey, please don't be mad at us. Here's your own pay-per-view.
We're gonna give you.
We don't care if nobody watches it or buys tickets for it, but
we're gonna give you that box, but we're gonna give you no time to build your storylines either. I know I've sent out a tweet on our account Monday night when Raw started with Roman. It was like, oh, look, we have a women's pay-per-view on Sunday, and we're starting with Roman, of course. And I was like, oh, whoops.
Then Roman said he's dying. Thank you.
Jesus, well, that aside, we had 2 segments all Monday night. One was a freaking singles match to set up a tag match. And the other was an awful backstage promo. And then Tuesday, there were 2 segments. That was a really short tag match and an awful backstage promo. What? Commit to the bit, WWE. Jesus.
It's because they're stuck because they're promoting 2 events.
Yeah.
That's why Evolution is shoehorned in here.
Right.
Because Crown Jewel is supposed to be the thing that they're pushing. But the guilt pay-per-view that they have to put on in Evolution, they're shoehorning in the middle of, and they're like, yeah, well, here are the girls.
And here's the worst part too. We're gonna come out of Crown Jewel and have 3 weeks to Survivor Series. Like, remember when we were really excited that they had cut out the split pay-per-views because we were going to have less shows and they'd have more meaningful time to build things? They already fucked it up!
Yeah, but millions of dollars, JC.
I get that, and I love money, and I love millions of money. Okay? But God damn it, give me a storyline.
Not too many people are going to die.
One already did. So it's fine.
So it's 1.
Yeah. He doesn't even work for us, goddammit. Anyway. Here's the card. We start off with a 6-woman tag team match that was hastily thrown together Monday night. Sasha, Bayley, and Natalya take on the Riot Squad. Cool.
That's a new match.
Yeah, I assume the faces win. Because who the fuck cares? That's exactly how I feel about this match.
Maybe Sasha and Bayley will break up.
Oh, Jesus, not again. No. Just punched my mic.
Oh, God, what happens if... All right, so I just realized we have Sasha and Bailey, who went through like 6 months of who's the heel, who's the face, maybe one will turn, one won't turn.
Right.
And they're teaming with Natalya. Tell me, is Natalya a heel or a face?
She's babyface right now. But she is female Big Show.
Yeah. So all three of them could be completely like one turns against the other, and then Natalya's got to break it up. She has no idea whose side to take because nobody knows whether they're heel or face.
Right. She just walks out, which makes her a heel. God damn it. Still doesn't work. Anyway. Next up, it's the Women's Battle Royal for a Women's Championship match. Would you like me to read this hot list of contestants, Tom?
Well, otherwise, how would I know?
We have Tamina, Billie
Hey,
Kay.
she's back.
She's back. That's cool. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce.
Yay.
Ember Moon.
Was I supposed to yay? I'm sorry.
I was just waiting for any reaction.
I wasn't sure if we were going to talk about her backstory, which I created on Monday.
Oh, shit, yeah. Go ahead and throw it in.
How she was bitten by one of Baron Corbin's wolves.
That was a good one. I liked it.
Yeah.
All right, anyway. Alicia Fox, who may or may not be in this match. I guess we'll find out, depending on if Alexa Bliss is in the show or not. Not you! Anyway, yelling at my echo. Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, Asuka, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Carmella, Lana, Naomi, Tori Wilson, Michelle McCool, Alundra Blaze, Ivory, Kelly, Maria Kanellis, Molly Holly, and Zelina Vega.
Good to see Maria Kanellis back.
Right? I'm happy with that. I'm super. And Mike doing big things on 205 Live.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it now. I'm glad they found a place for him. I feel good about it.
205 Live has really turned into the place to resurrect your career, pretty much.
205 Live has turned into the place to watch wrestling for WWE.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Outside of NXT. But it's fucking that fucker Ciampa, though.
Yeah.
Fuck him. He's so good, though. Anyway, who's going to win, Tom? If you don't say Alundra Blaze, you're wrong.
I just assumed Michelle McCool was going to pull her Undertaker card and be rolling.
I would give anything to see Michelle McCool come out to fucking Limp Bizkit on a motorcycle. Everybody like, what the hell's happening tonight? I don't know.
I want Ivory to win. Screw it.
That's cool. I'd be down with that. So they built Zelina Vega Tuesday night to win. So she's not winning. I could see Naomi won the Mania Rumble or Battle Royal, so meh, I'm not going to give it to her. I could see them giving it to Nia Jax.
Yeah.
God help us. I love her, but God help us. I could legit see one of the Iconics winning it, though.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see. Who knows? There's options.
And not to mention anything about ages or whatever, but I am just fascinated that Ivory will be 57 next month.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why that surprises me. It shouldn't, because logic. But it does.
Like, she wrestled in Glow, and Glow is the 80s, man.
I know. Trish Stratus and Lita take on Alexa Bliss, maybe, and Mickie James in a tag team match.
Love me some Tis Status.
Just Stratus. Forgot how to use my tongue for a second. Muttering, stuttering fool over here.
Good old Tit Spatus.
Tit Spatus. All right, anyway. So, I think, did we talk about this on the air or did we talk about it before the podcast? I don't remember. But the assumption is, I guess, if Alexa Bliss can't go due to concussion, Alicia Fox will step in here. Wow.
Fox.
Alicia Fox. I missed that bit. Forgot it.
In a tit spatus match.
Shut up. Shut up, Tom. I'm going to assume Trish Stratus and Lita win because nostalgia.
Yeah, they're going over. Barring, I mean, I don't know, unless you plan on doing something else with them later on, then I could see like a Lita turn.
Ooh.
But I'm assuming this is a one-off unless they do something at WrestleMania or something. But
Io Shirai takes on Toni Storm in the Mae Young Classic Tournament final.
That'll be fun.
I think you put Toni Storm over to build the NXT UK brand.
Yeah. I mean, Kairi Sane won it last year. So do they have two wrestlers from Japan win it back-to-back years? Probably not.
Probably, yeah. Speaking of wrestlers from Japan, Kairi Sane defends her NXT Women's Championship against Shayna Baszler. I would say you let Kairi win and you bring Shayna up. Because Ronda's going to lose to Nikki. Spoiler alert. And then Ronda can go full fucking heel with Shayna, and it'll be badass.
That would be interesting.
Wouldn't it be so good? And then whenever Marina and... Holy shit, what's the other girl's name?
Oh, the other horsewomen?
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't... Anyway, the other one. I can't remember her name. I apologize. Please don't hurt me. God. Oh, they'd be such a good heel faction. Anyway, they have to be heels. They can't be faces.
Oh, Mean Girls, man.
No, they can't be Mean Girls. We do Mean Girls. That was called the Divas Championship, Tom. That's for the Bellas to do. That's their entire gimmick is Mean Girls. I don't want them to be Mean Girls. I want them to be like, we're gonna beat the shit out of you right here. Because we don't give a fuck.
Okay.
God, that'd be so good. Becky Lynch, that cheating bitch, defends her WWE SmackDown Championship in the first ever last woman standing match against Charlotte Flair.
Cheating? How dare you, sir?
Man, I'm so mad at her. Edge was right. Okay, she's lost her way. She's to find herself.
Look, just like Sami Zayn did, they came to the realization of what they needed to do.
No, Sami was right. Becky is wrong. It has nothing to do with my love for Charlotte Flair. It's a logic.
Everything to do with it.
It does not. Charlotte wins.
You are hypnotized by that cleavage.
I am not. I am not, sir.
That is a false statement.
Ronda Rousey takes on Nikki Bella for the Raw Women's Championship. And Nikki's going to fucking win this match. and
gonna be some twin magic going on.
And the Nassau Coliseum's going to burn to the ground. It's going to be amazing.
Not again.
They're going to have to...
They just rebuilt it.
They did. Or NYCB Live.
Those words don't actually mean anything.
Yeah, well, that's what it's called now.
Don't burn it down before the Islanders can get to it, damn it.
Well, you know. I expect Ronda to retain, but it would not surprise me if Nikki won, and I kind of just want to see what would happen. I want to see Reddit and Twitter in that moment.
You want to see the world burn, and I don't blame you.
I enjoy watching the world burn. All right, that covers Evolution. So and you're gonna go with Ronda, obviously, because logic. All right, here we go. We've been going an hour now, so it's time to... And here we were like, do we have enough stuff? Let's hit pin mail real quick.
Okay.
There is one. Oh, wait, we need the theme. Sorry.
Oh, I wasn't prepared for a theme.
Oh, too bad. Do it. Go. Do it now. Go. Tom, do it. Do the theme. Do it right now. Stop laughing. Do the theme. Tom.
Just do the damn pin mail.
All right, here we go. It's from my mother. I think we all knew Ambrose was going to turn. I'm thinking that maybe they should not have timed it on the same day Roman announces his cancer. Your thoughts? It was the perfect time to do it.
It is and it wasn't. I mean, we just spent like a half an hour talking about how morally corrupt WWE is to begin with.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Jerry Lawler steal Mad Dog Vachon's like prosthetic leg and beat him with it.
Fact.
Let's see.
Over the Edge 1998 kept going.
Oh yeah. Well, you had to remind me of that, didn't you?
Well, you knew I would. I haven't brought up Owen on this podcast in a very long time.
We had a mentally handicapped wrestler.
I should laugh.
We had
which, by the way, if you haven't watched any of the Eugene segments, go to YouTube and watch them soon. Especially the one where The Rock takes up for him, because you just feel so dirty watching it. Until The Rock like stands up for him and you're like, fucking yeah, Rock.
We had Tourette's Goldust.
We had Larry and Chuck.
No, that was a Adam Sandler movie.
Oh my God. Yeah.
We had Billy and Chuck.
Thank you.
We had Zach Gowen get murdered by Brock Lesnar. The boy had one leg.
You had Ray and Eddie fighting over the custody of a child in a ladder match.
So
you named a battle royal after Moolah.
So yeah, having a heel turn on a night that somebody announced they had cancer. Man, that's only like 2 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah. It worked really, really well though.
It did, because it was a shock.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. You've been waiting for this turn every week. It's been milked. And this week was the only week that you forgot about it.
Yep.
Because each week you've been going, oh, look, Dean's kind of hinting at it. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? And this week, after you saw Roman make his announcement and the fact that they went into the tag title match and then they won the titles, you completely forgot about the turn.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the only time that you could do the turn to get the shock value.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, do I agree that should they have done it? I don't know, but it worked.
I don't think Roman would have even been upset about it.
No.
He's a business guy. So he knows.
Roman probably would have been like, that's fucking cool, man.
Yeah, and Dean was on fucking fire.
Yeah. Like, I'm looking forward to next Monday just so I can hear Dean's explanation, because it's almost like there was something in there he kept saying, like, yo, say it again, say it again. Like, what? What did he say? Like, we're going to get some kind of explanation about it.
I can't wait. All right. Whew. That was a show. That was a good show. I felt good. Did you feel good, Tom?
I feel delightful.
Can we have the theme for the outro to Pinwheel?
No.
Okay. Anyway, tell the people where they can find you on the internet then.
Go to the Twitter machine at Mr. Workrate, at MR Workrate. Yeah, I don't do anything else, man.
I love that you feel the need to say that every week. Like, nowhere.
Like, because I think about it, I go, well, I mean, you know, there's Instagram. I haven't put anything on. I went to look at my, like, last 5 or 6 Instagram posts.
Mm-hmm.
And half of them are, like, my broken leg, so.
It's true. You can find me on the internet at JCBobbitt, JCBOBBITT, wherever finer social media is pervade. You can find the show on Twitter at CheatersNVRPin. We're also on Facebook. Give us a big blue thumbs up. Yeah. I think that about covers it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be
Find
back.
me on PS4, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll play on Fire Pro or something.
What's your name on PS4?
My name is the same everywhere else. It's Mr. Workrate. I don't understand people that change their. Well, on PS4, I'm this name, but on Xbox, I'm this name, but on Twitter, I'm this name.
Right. Yeah. Have a brand.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week, hopefully with cheerier news all day.
Yeah. No cancer next week, please.
Yeah. Let's call it fuck cancer. There we go. Ending with that. So that's another episode of Cheaters Never Pin in the Can. My name is JC.
I'm Tom.
And we'll catch you on the flip side.